Hey everybody, how are you doing today? It's Hillary, the marketing mom. Glad you are able to join me today. And if you are joining on replay, just put in the comments below replay, all right, so that I can actually come back and comment to you or answer any questions that you may have if you vote on live. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, I am Hillary. I am a mother of 2.5. Yes, we are expecting our third. I am a mother of 2.5, a social media manager, digital marketing strategist, and I am a business coach, and I work primarily with moms to build an online business that suits their lifestyle in order to be at home with their kids. All right, that's what I did 4 years ago. I left my day job, my 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 as we call it here in Trinidad, and I've never looked back, because you know what, the freedom, the lifestyle, and the opportunities that you have in working at home using online marketing tools and techniques is just, you know, amazing. All right, so today what I want to be sharing with you, especially if you are new or even, you know, thinking of starting your own business, one of the things that I want to talk about today is something that you probably know of in your day job, but somehow we forget to apply it to our business. And that is the simple principle of what gets measured gets done. Okay, now as an engineer, I remember that was something that was just so ingrained in you. What gets measured gets done. And then when you go out into the work world, every job that I've ever had, you know, you've got your goals, you've got your milestones, and all of these fine dandy things that you've got to meet and hit. But then somehow when we come into the business world, running our own business for ourselves, we actually forget this key point, which is, what are we striving for? What's the goal? What are our key performance indicators? And what are the things that we have to do in order to hit those KPIs? Okay, now as an engineer and even inside of the workspace, you know, the way we define KPIs was very clear. You use the scorecard method, and it was very clear. Okay, a KPI is something that you are, it's almost, the KPI is basically a measure, all right, and you're trying to hit that measure at all times. So whether it's, you know, you're performing above 10% on service or whatever the case may be, all right, so that you'll be measuring that. But then you've got what we call our critical success factors, that are things that we physically do. We are the ones that implement something to be able to hit those marks, all right. So knowing what your KPIs are allows you to be able to work towards them. So imagine you started off business and you didn't know, well, you know, you're just in business and you don't know what any of your goals are, and you're just like, okay, well, I want to make a lot of money. Well, what's a lot of money? All right, and this was something as an engineer, again, so I'm going to be heavily referring to my engineering experience here, because this was something that was a pet peeve to me. So I would get comments like, you know, well, we have a lot of complaints, or we have a lot of injuries, or we have a lot of drops. All right, I used to work at a telecoms company as well, and we used to have a lot of drop calls, and I used to ask them, what does a lot mean? Okay, because a lot could mean 1, it could mean 2, it could mean 100, it could mean 1,000,000,000. What does a lot mean? And it's the same approach you have to take in your business. I want to make a lot of money this year. Well, what's a lot? All right, because literally, if you want to make $100,000 this year, you've got to know what it takes to do that. You've got to know what are the things that you have to do in order to hit that. Okay, now a lot of people many people may say, okay, well, maybe after they break down what's required, and this is something that, you know, again, what gets measured is what gets done. Once you break down what your big goal is, what is the requirement to getting there, then you seem to step back and say, I don't know if I can do that. Now, this is not about doubting yourself. This is about physically knowing, okay, if I've got 2 hours a day to work on my business and I'm supposed to generate 100 leads in those 200 hours in order for me to get X number of sales converted, in order for me to hit my $100,000 goal, okay, what you've got to break down the math, you've got to work it back. It's like reverse engineering, okay? if you know where you want to reach and you know what you have to do to get there, then you can assess, is this realistic or not? And then what may happen is that your goal adjusts, but what you have to do doesn't. Maybe what you have to achieve in each milestone is going to change, okay? And that's very important, because what gets measured gets done. Now, let's take, for example, a simple list, okay? A simple to-do list. If it's not written down, it's not going to get done. Y'all missed me yesterday because I actually forgot to write it on my to-do list to come on this live. And although I do this live every Monday through Friday at 12:30 AST or GMT -4, I do this live every Monday through Friday. But because I didn't write it on my to-do list yesterday, it did not get done. Again, what gets measured gets done. So you've got to be careful with what you are measuring in your business. Because if what you're measuring is how clean your office is and how many calls you've made and how many posts you've put out and all of these things, but not measuring sales, for example, you're not going to make sales because that's not your focus. Your focus isn't on sales. So many people, and we're not talking about actually achieving it, we're talking about actually doing the work to achieve it, because sometimes you're not going to achieve your goal. That's a reality, and that's a great reality to have. But you want to know what's even better, that you are actually working towards that goal, knowing with intent that that's what you are working towards, okay? Now, whether you actually hit the number or not is totally different. But if you are working towards that goal and knowing exactly what are the steps towards that goal, you're going to achieve it. Not today, not tomorrow, maybe at the end of the year, you will achieve it, okay? So that's what I want to share with you. Make sure that you have those goals, that structure, and know what you're working towards, because what you're measuring, what you're writing down every day is what you're doing. Quite literally, it happened to me yesterday. I looked at the end of the day, my entire day went, everything got scratched off, and I was like, wait a second, I didn't do my live. When I looked at my list, it was not on the list. It was not there. It was not measured. Okay, now measurement could be taken in different forms. It could be an Excel spreadsheet. How many calls did you make today? How many impressions did you get on your ad today? Do you need to increase your ad budget? All of these things are things that you've got to measure, track, so that you know if you're going to hit your targets or not. Because let me tell you, if you have $100,000 goal for your business this year and you are not doing anything that's going to work towards that, all right, then you've got to reassess what your actions are. All right, I'm not saying shift the goal, take a 0 off of it. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is reassess the actions that you're taking in order to meet that goal, and then start measuring those actions. Knowing what you're measuring, knowing your KPIs, knowing your critical success factors, most important in your ability to achieve your goals at the end of this year, okay? And if you want to have a free 30-minute session to let's go through that deeper for you, hit the link in the description. It's hillarydefreitas.com/strategy. It would either be above or below. I think it's more below, all right? Or to the left or the right, who knows? If you're watching replay, watch for the post. It will be at the bottom of the post, all right? So again, that link is hillarydefreitas.com/strategy. I'll see you tomorrow, and yes, it will be on my list. Have a great one. Bye, everybody.